So through reading Fukuyama's genetic engineering, I was able to come up with some pretty interesting ideas while relating it to the world of sports and how people are trying to enhance themselves artificially in order to gain the advantage or better themselves for their specific needs. But first off, we need to understand where we are today. Today we can take the DNA of corn and inject an allele from a different species into the DNA sequence of corn in order for it to produce its own pesticide, which in turn protects itself from the bugs that eat it and allows it to produce more of its product. This came about when we sequenced the entire strand of the corn's DNA, and we were able to figure out how all the different alleles attach to each other and affect each other. And so we were able to create like a super corn species, which is virtually indestructible. But as far as sequencing the human DNA with the Human Genome Project, we've completed it and we've put it all into documents, and we understand how many alleles there are that actually affect the sequencing of the human DNA, but we don't exactly understand what each gene does or what each allele does. And that's what's making us humans skeptical to the whole idea of genetically altering human beings. But what I believe in the future, what the future can hold, is if we progress far enough in order to where we can make super babies or designer babies, as Fukuyama called it, I believe we can make pretty much all things in life better. As far as the world of sports, people would no longer need to use steroids to artificially enhance their muscular, cardiovascular performance, make themselves bigger, stronger, faster. And then as far as ADD medicines, or medicines in general, people would no longer need to take medicines in order to fix their condition or better themselves in order or level the playing field in order to get them back on track with humans who don't have a specific condition. Altogether, we'd be able to completely eliminate Alzheimer's, diabetes, birth defects, Down syndrome, etc. People would no longer be born with that because we would have the capabilities to go in and fix it before birth. Nor would we have to abort babies or have to live with the complications that such medical conditions like that can bring about in one's life. So as far as the medical aspect of genetic engineering goes, I believe that it could be a beautiful thing. But in the world of technology, if we could create people who, could altogether think and perform mentally like Einstein, we could possibly find new galaxies with life, and we could just discover even further, gain a better understanding of what life is actually today. We can understand how organisms in the atmosphere work together and how this creates such a kind of a harmonious life we live in today. So with all the advancing technology and the way that humans can think, we could create just a super atmosphere of smart people, and the possibilities can be endless. But a negative to the genetic engineering would be altering the world cycle of natural selection. Humankind as we know it would no longer be separated in terms of physical dominance or mental dominance. People would not be limited to mating with others of their specific mental or physical capabilities. So the playing field for that would be completely level, and in turn would create a somewhat of utopia type world where everything would kind of be hunky-dory and everything would be perfect. So in terms of natural selection, there wouldn't be any more like social totem poles. There wouldn't be, everyone would be kind of on the high rung of society, which would create a really boring life for everybody. But despite the negative factor of reducing the world's natural selection, I feel that genetic engineering could be a great mobilizer for humankind as we know it. From the advancements of technology to bettering human life, I feel like the possibilities are endless, and that we could create a healthier, stronger, faster, more intelligent lifestyle for all human beings instead of being limited to, what we were born with. And people would no longer have to suffer with birth defects or mental illness or anything of that sort. All in all, I believe genetically altering a human being could definitely help the world in many ways that we may not even fathom now. And despite the many risks that humankind faces in attaining such a mastered level of genetic engineering, I feel that the risks would be far worth the reward.